Yeah, let's check the connection. Let's check the sound. Okay, everyone. Let me know, the early viewers, how's the sound. Hello, good evening. I'm on today I'm in a remote location, so I'll be doing just 1 hour or so, but let's see how it goes. Yeah, today is just another day. There's nothing, um, no changes, nothing special going on. We're working hard on lot sound and uh, some client work, and also on lot organizing the company so it all work together. Um, how are you doing, guys? What's new? Hi Orange, hi Tactics, hi Andre. There's so much stuff I wish I can show you, but we just can't. Hopefully, next few months we'll be able to present things to you guys. Some crazy work going on. And also, we talk a lot about this page, Sync, because at least for now, this is our product, number one. This is what we're working with. We're doing ARC sessions, Joe doing them on Wednesday. In our small world, very successful launch of the show. The show is getting traction inside the community. Joe wants to invite guests and talk to them about this, from all kinds of perspectives. Technical, spiritual, family, and build this thing together with you. So in a way, we were thinking to start this kind of series only when the warehouse is here and we have funding and place to build it. We will start that series, but we figured why not, we can do it right now. You can already follow the story, see how it unfolds. Just sending some stuff, it's beautiful, and believe it or not, but conversation behind it really helps, and there's a lot of things that we polishing on the go. So not polishing, but not even close to building it, but I mean polishing the concept, the idea. Hey Elif, Matthias, Anton. Hopefully you receive, if you're a subscriber, you receive our Sunday email. So we're taking small steps to recalibrate the company from one entity to another, and I think that's really the hardest part, because it's kind of easy in a way. Of course, nothing is easy, but let's put it in our scale. It's kind of easy to build a business that is understandable completely for everyone, right? The metrics, boom, here's social network, here is Shopify, here is Stripe, here's your product, boom, you sell it, you make money. Like, that's one way to look at it. And there's another way to look at something, is to, obviously that's the plan B, right? But maybe there's plan A, where we can make it so it feels, the digital part of Lot feels the same as physical part. Then you subscribe to Sync, to a digital part. Then you subscribe to this OS rather. Before it's even become physical, we wanted to have a special utility there. So yeah, the transition between physical first company to kind of software first company, that was the goal, is happening. And when I say software, I really don't, I'm just thinking right now, I really don't think that software company is a company that you set up around software. You know, like, I mean, technically, I think that's the mistake everyone making, and it's either hardware company or manufacturing company or software company, and so it has to be still the same, the story, right? The narrative design, story company, and everything else help. But using software as a story itself is very interesting. Like the principles of how it's being developed, the needs, the scale of it, the access, all kind of things are very interesting. Like that, I guess was kind of around a lot. We want this to be more in. So it's not a fashion brand, it's not an art project, you know. It's all kind of other things. Gray shirt. Yeah, I'm on site. See, I'm on not at my desk at this time. So this is my nature shirt. So we're making that transition. We and talking and understanding each other and the kind of goal that we have, and there's a lot of work between all team members to really understand what it is we're doing, you know, because it's there are some simple things that are obvious, and there are more challenging things because they go in between, like, you know, philosophies, almost like, is it capitalism or socialism, or is something new, you know? And I personally think that we have to invest as much time as we need before everyone gets it, you know, 100%. And me included, like, until we fully understand what we're doing. And the structure that we have right now with these YouTube channels and these weekly shows, we kind of have this routine now that is beyond physical product, and that's a big achievement for us, because the challenge here is to put routine around, like, creative process, and that's the hardest part. And so how do you put routine and responsibility around something that can be routine and responsible, you know, like it has to be crazy. So that's what we're doing right now, and trying to put every process, I guess every idea as a process, and understand if that fits or not yet, so we can come faster and closer to this long-term, short-term goals of launching physical modules as soon as possible and working on Arc full-time. So that's what we're aiming for, and I'm really hopeful that September, October will be for us the moment of some kind of fundraiser, or talking to, you know, people who can understand this, so we can get to scaling the modular plan and building Arc. So to me, those two priorities, because I really look at this as building a gadget and the software to it, for it. So Open OS is software for the Arc, you know, and the Arc is the iPhone for software, and they equal in a way, because it's both can work despite software on and off. I guess Arc will only work with LOT, but LOT can be in your apartment, can be in your house, can be on the go. That's the idea of modular, right? You don't need Arc, you don't need you maybe don't even want to wear a uniform for some reason, so you can only subscribe to this baby module, or food, or coffee, whatever. So to me, the flexibility of LOT OS and building it constantly, because it's work with people, and work with people is takes time and patience from everyone, And to me, sooner we start working on the modular plan, I mean physical product, and Lot Sound is the first glimpse of that. Not first, we old users, they know how modular plan worked, it was great, but we were starting it again, and so now we started, because of this pandemic, we can't go for physical products, so we're doing digital products, but using the same system, modular system. The goal, hopefully get to physical products sooner than later, so we can have a monthly surprise, a monthly moment that we share. But hopefully digital products will emit the same vibe as the physical products, because the idea here is that you feel something else. You think it's part of the utility, you think it's part of that, but you feel that different kind of vibe. So hopefully we'll be able to transmit it through digital now, for now. So that's what on my mind right now. How are you guys? What's new? What is happening? What it is, what it is, what it should be. That's cool. Finally fixed my internet connection outside the big city by adding fourth router at local network. Just happy to have a stable connection. Where are you again? I forgot you from Russia, or because English is good. So I'm just thinking. I'm currently also streaming from a mobile device, so if something disappears, it's just the data. Yeah, routers is something that crazy how it still exists, right? It's almost like, I guess it's going away soon, very soon. Like if I can stream right now with this 4G, what's going to be with 5G and stuff? So probably it's the last years of routers. On I guess on the industrial scale they will stay, but maybe actually opposite. On industrial scale, they should go away even faster and be replaced with the mobile networks. And then Elon Musk internet comes. That would be interesting. Router design. Hopefully in few years they will just install chip like GLONASS inside the phones for that Elon Musk network. Very possible. Like if their router is just a chip, that will be badass. So you can install that router, the chip anywhere. Refrigerator, phone, car. Oh yes, yes, yes. I thought so. I just didn't want to say. From Ural. Yeah, we're talking here about the Siberia design. What, like the city, deep Siberia. It's interesting because you kind of design a city like on the Mars. So you have to design transportation and um, power supply, warmth. It's interesting challenge. That's cool. tactics that would be interesting to um, follow you in this transition from the city to where you are, like especially in the context of ARC. What's needed? What's like the goal is right to have the beautiful life, not like a camping. So yo, Maxim. What else? Today I'm being very practical about things, and kind of in the past few days was just kind of finding the new meaning in just being practical about things, just being reasonable, less emotion and everything. It's an interesting process because the goal here is to remove emotion from the process, but somehow keep art and beauty, which is emotion. So I guess that's the problem. But maybe if you consider things like maintenance of the studio, or maintenance of the maintenance of the studio, kind of as a metaphor for sometimes you create, sometimes you just clean up the kitchen, the studio, and sometimes you race, sometimes you develop the car. So I think that's the approach here, to have patience in cleaning the studio, and then going back to creative with this, updated layout and new tools and stuff like that. Oh no, I just forgot where he is. Jeez. What else is going on? Yeah, I guess that's the what I had to do. Background noise come from laptop itself. I definitely need to upgrade. Agree. Maybe last time like this. I was watching one of my videos. I think that's where I understood. I didn't watch them, but then I start to look through, and yes, it's like we can upgrade the quality a little bit. Will do. Do you know the good one? Um, OBS. What about now? Check, check, check. What about now? Check, check, check. Let's try. There was the noise suppression. Okay. Is it the noise suppression? Check, check, check. What about now? Right, hopefully it works. Hopefully it works. I'm just looking by this, it's supposed to be loud. Check, check, check. Right, hopefully it works. Anyway, what else? That's a good idea to kind of, since we're streaming every day, you know, we all should upgrade to better mics. That's a good idea. Simple, but missing. Thank you very much. Oh, I see. So then I don't speak. Noise comes back. You know, doing this streaming, then you look at yourself. I was thinking, like, keep it just raw, whatever comes, or just the moment you look at yourself, you start filtering things. You know, I don't know where it comes from, but you start to filter what you say, how you say. That's cool. That'd be cool. Would Locke ever create self-knowledge module with prompts to dig into your wants, needs, desires, problem solving? Like, it could be you answer questions here, and we assemble them in your Ghost, and then you can subscribe to yourself. It just says self, and it sends you back. That's kind of the goal here, is that the goal is to distribute those findings through product. For example, we know something about your desires and needs. We can help you with them by making these questions more personal. Some products could be more personal, and of course the music and even the appearance of this whole company can be different for you according to you. to those desires and needs. So maybe at the beginning that could be an interesting value for people, where they kind of subscribe to themselves in a way, and getting access to their own diary, right? Maybe that's cool. Don't you think to have some sort of affiliate program for LOT, like for YouTubers and whatever, help is popularizing LOT? MB, I don't know what's MB. I think that is for us extremely hard task, because we experiencing kind of understanding and misunderstanding issues even with people that we've been very long, and those issues are based on that same thing that I talked earlier, because we're still searching, and you see we doing things and seeing what happens. We're basically like throwing stuff into the one direction, and which one is going to work on mass scale. And because that process is very fast and change is fast in a way, at least in like mental change and idea change, that it evolves very fast, that communicate that transitions are extremely hard to everyone who is not deep into this, and therefore it is hard to imagine at this stage affiliate program where people will be transmitting LOT vibe, because it's still hard to explain what it is. So I'm thinking objectively, you can start doing it without affiliate program, because LOT, if LOT is success, it's a set of rules and values and ideas that are applicable that are applicable to any company. You know, you don't have to make clothes, you don't have to make self-care products. Whatever you do, you can apply LOT principles to what you do, and it's not about wearing all the same. It's just about this no bullshit policy, you know, no fear, trying the craziest things. The attention is to beauty, design, and to the spirituality of the process and product, rather than pure utility. Like those things we show them here, right, at lab. Cool. All those values are here. They're not described yet, but they definitely, you can read through. And I'm just thinking that if you really want to push LOT, you can really do that. And I call it 24/6 universe. To me, LOT is a product, lab is a product, I'm as a product of that 24/6 universe, that year, fixed deadline. And if you can imagine a society in 24/6, or you join our vision, how it's supposed to be, we think in what's missing, then you can just do it, you know. Because to me, again, I'm just witnessing a lot of miscommunication, where we constantly on client work or between team members, sometimes we would be pulled back to reality, and we trying to create new reality. So I think if you share that reality, you can just start, and we helpful, and we talk, and we can yeah, move forward. And if anything, like, we can promote on our channel and stuff like this. So to me, more we talk about those esoteric things like values and principles of design and what it is, more crystal becoming love. Yeah, I agree. Self-knowledge is an important thing. The That again comes from self-love. You don't want to know, you don't want to get deeper into person without loving that person. You don't want to understand them and read their problems without loving them. So first you have to love the person, yourself, and then I think you can go into self-knowledge. And I'm thinking that many times self-knowledge is an escape from self-love, but self-love comes first. Self-knowledge is prerequisite to self-love. I feel like most people with bad self-esteem look outward instead of inward. 100%. Maybe self-knowledge comes first. Yeah, 100%. Everything is. I keep saying this because it's very visible. Everything is an escape drug. Everything, like the internet and all these products and entertainment and jobs, like marriage, kids. Unfortunately, for many people, everything is an escape drug, and everyone trying to run away from just this one person. And so maybe it's just for us. It's about meeting this one person that is you, understanding it, and optimizing it. Game time here. There's another question. How you guys feel about we launching LOT Sound, and you can only get it if you connect it to LOT community. We think to maybe change it to LOT OS. So you have to subscribe to the OS so you can get the modules. That's how current the system is set up. And I'm curious, I guess we want to, we want to continue with this because that's the scalable version. We're going to have many modules, localized modules, so that LOT-OS has to have to exist. At this point, we cannot switch off LOT-OS because that's something that supports LOT, So to me, it's the question of proper naming, and still think that you will get better that you get in right now, like some tools, but I'm thinking that maybe it should call even sync, but you have to have it. It's like a first piece of the puzzle, and where sync can be more as utility. Right now you just kind of watch it, you watch behind the scenes, you watch what we do, but sync can be a utility piece. And I'm thinking that, yeah, there's a question of how we introduce that idea that you have to get sync and then you can get LOT Sound. What do you think? What are your thoughts, guys? I'm just curious on ideas, how you would feel, and it's really not about the amount of money because that's very reasonable from all points of view. It's about the flow and narrative, what it is really. I look at this as a gadget without naming the names. The gadget, it's like a gadget, and you have different pieces of the gadget. And instead of pricing one gadget, we kind of start by pricing piece after piece after piece. You assemble the gadget, and some pieces are crucial, like motherboard, you have to have them. Some pieces are not crucial, you can switch them off. So what do you think is the right approach there? We can utilize questions, we can change the name of the module because maybe community is not really, but in my mind it's just a question of branding, because in my mind that's exactly what's happening. People paying us money so we can have these conversations in a kind of, one way to explain it, it's like community subscribe to community. So in order to exist, this place, we need funds, we need money, and that allow to generate more ideas to build upcoming modules and better features, and most importantly create environment where we can create the values, like product values of the module, so we can give those product values to other people who will want to participate in module design. So that's how I see it. That's a good way to put it. Orange. That's what we're kind of thinking in, but I like how you describe it. I think it makes more sense to trial it with the OS module in the beginning and then separate it off until there are more modules than have it accessible through OS. Yeah, like, yes. Because, what we can do, like, just to understand logic, in my mind, what we can do is we can be like, right, to subscribe to a lot, it's like $5. Then that sync feature, that is not ready by all means, but it's in process. And we value that feature for $10 because we show behind the scenes, we're showing links that we work like, but that's basically you with us in the studio right now working. And hopefully one day we'll be able to release client work, so like you're really hanging out with us. That's where and that could be separate module. So by this logic, it's like we have still some payment for OS. It can be free. So you pay $5 for OS, you pay $10 for sync module, and $5 for sound module. But maybe it's too complex. But that's another way to do it. So again, I just want to highlight. To me, it's not about money. It's really about long-term logic. Hey, Lucas. That's a good way to put it. App Store technically free. Maybe you log in but see, in this case, we need more than one app so it works. But App Store technically is free. I agree with you. Load Sound will be subscription. So you subscribe, and every month you receive a pack with interviews, music, of course. You have special tools in Sync where you can use, like, you will see, it's kind of crazy, beautiful. Imagine we have our own SoundCloud, but everything is curated. So you have a curated set of music, sound, and all memorabilia around that, possible objects, posters at some point when we have more user base. So yeah, that's just a brief. We're going to talk about this whole month. I'm just quickly teasing. So answering the questions will be subscription. That's the goal. Every module is a subscription module. Every module should work as subscription only, because otherwise it defeats the purpose. It's an enabler for an experience that you forget to. You will go. Now I don't have to worry about music. It's always there. Now I don't have to worry about clothes, uniform is always there. Now I don't have to worry about shelter. It's taken care of. So to me, that button is like a solution that summarizes the achievements that consumer culture get to, which is getting a proper brand, proper story, an experience out of that story, learning something new, therefore having a transformative experience, and really don't forget about it. Like Netflix and Spotify, just give it to me every month. I trust you until I don't trust you, and no commercial, no marketing can sell me this. I just want this experience, and I want it for everything. So that's how I see it. And to me, every module is a continuous. It's like a magazine. Like it has to go for months and months and months and develop tools. And it's like, imagine you have, which is basically what happens. You have a car, and most of the parts are outsourced. They're built from other components, and those components are companies by itself. They supply to build this car. So that's really it. App Store on iPhone is more complex idea than the car, but car also works in hardware world. Like, imagine iPhone built from all components, but I mean it is built from all components, and iPhone buying it and packing it into one product. we're doing the same thing, but our product is you, right? Your life. So we're taking the best experiences, we're packing them, and you just switch on and switch off whatever you want to feel, see, have. One button. And if you need sound in your life, you press sound. In some mad ad agency or something, the name of the button will be me, actually. You subscribe to this me page, you get access to it. And then that's what Alice, you said earlier, maybe that me is self-knowledge things. Like we give back some things, you give you questions and answers, questions and versions to answer, so you pick and you can reflect. Maybe the name of this module is me. But how would you feel if you log in and there's nothing, just the player? Yes, of course, heavily curated by people. Shout out to RDK team. It's been a long time in making, years. Absolutely, the whole thing is curated. That's why we're doing it. It's so precious, because it's trying to put this beauty on rails. No algorithms. Maybe one day there'll be some personalized stuff, but it's not going to be on like your music tastes, you know. It's going to be on your mood, who are you, your values, and everything will be to help you to go through something, or through a day, whatever, have a trip. So what's the answer? One suggestion is to have access to sound, another suggestion is to keep it as it is. I think that we should keep it as it is, because we have to launch and see what's going on. That's usually the approach. But it's absolutely clear that sound have broader, bigger appeal than community. I agree with you, Alice. Yeah, that'd be crazy. Be kind. Imagine, it's like Elon said, why are you afraid to be reborn if you look 5 years ago and you don't even remember who you are? So that rebirth can happen very fast, every day. And there's no, except iPhone, I guess, software, or music even, there's no thing that really adjusts to that in outside world. Like, if you imagine the system with physical products and self-care tools and these community tools that adjust to you, that's crazy. And it's very possible to do, really. It's a question of scale, of course, and now we're trying to hack the scale. And who knew that we will be doing this, but we got to do this, because that's when they're going to listen. Otherwise, it's hard. Okay, cool. Yeah, like if you're really doing it right, you born every day, and you just every night you experience death. There's no like continuation of days, you have to like kill the old version every day, or at least like very often. So that's what they call mood I guess, and we need environment that is set up. We can do that fast, and like we ourselves have to be like software where we update fast. And logically, you look at manufacturing projects, especially houses, especially furniture and stuff like that, appliances. They hold you down because they are designed long term, and they're real things like people, and you apply so much emotion there, which is sometimes good, sometimes bad. So to me, the balance here is to design products so you can show love and be with them and use them as anchors of some story, or you can throw away them completely and live kind of this fast update life. With Arc, with Lot, I'm thinking they both works, but thinking about yourself as a software is an obvious idea, of course, but there's no plug. Like, how many companies who are actually plugins to you, not you plug into them? You feel me? Have you thought about a food module? Absolutely. Andrei here was doing it in a way. Matai is experimenting, so we definitely think about food module. You and Arc, you stop in this community center, they change like a fridge, like an airplane. You have lot food there for 2-3 weeks until you reach next community center. For sure, food module must one day. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Life is like a pattern, right? And so having those patterns in life definitely helps you. And what we have, patterns are like just like old school and outdated, and we just want to have new patterns, new rituals. Like life itself is a ritual of going through this storyline, and you're doing it over and over and over. So why not why don't you treat your environment like that? Like, why you pick one, in a way? Pick these products, like it has to go faster and faster and faster without you really thinking much about it. And I keep saying about products because products is the media which we're using to transport those ideas. So it's like almost like we can switch products to pages of the book, but we're doing products. That's our pages of the book. Igor is asking, have you ever thought that as you add new modules and expand, you can lose all the magic? It's difficult to control. Yes, absolutely. That's why it's taken so much time to set up these rules, because every time we're trying to open up, it goes to wrong direction. So in one direction, unfortunately, is the old direction. That's the only one direction for me, is the old direction. Everything else is great, except then it's old and been done before. And so I guess to answer that, I come to conclusion that Lot has to become very successful, so people have more trust. Because you might feel it with the heart, but your mind says no, 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 no. Are you going to dedicate your life to this? Are you really think that's going to work? And I'm thinking when Lot is super successful, then those makers will trust its success. And like, okay, you do this, 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 and this, and you get to this ultimate product. You can transfer love and emotion, and you can make money on this subscription-based model. See, other people already did that. Like, it's almost like we need that part, until we don't have that, we invisible for many people, and trust is very low. So I think that winning trust by I think magic will stay always here. I was thinking about this a lot, and I think that magic is something that you just can't put on rails. Like it's either there or not there, and everyone have to accept it and understand that it's part of the company, or there'll be no company. So to me, magic is a lot, you know. So I don't think it will go away, because again, the challenge here is that we trying to do things magical way, not magical way, no. And there's no easy magical ways, and there's no prescription for magical ways. You have to try and find one. So I think that the key here is to keep magic no matter what, and introduce it in everything we do. I don't think that secret and accessible is good. I learned it in my own life. It doesn't work. So try to be as open as possible. I'm trying it myself. As for work, I kind of use this term for life and work, energy efficiency. So you just have to be as open as you can, but select where you give the energy. And then you become secret for some people, but you're not secret for other people. But for some people or some things, you just don't talk, don't engage at all, right? And the ones that you talk and engage, things and people, you give it full everything, openness and complete transparency. Then I think it works. You know? Like energy efficiency here, there's the key. Don't lose the energy on things that there's no need to invest any energy there sometimes. Come on, yeah, one day. What if Float could offer subscription not just for receiving products but also for creating products? Yeah, but that's exactly the idea with the modular plan, right? You, as a maker, you can work on a module, and we can give you access to all our knowledge. And so, community subscribe to modules that made by community, with some modules that made by us. Like we can make uniform, we can make some self-care products, we can make sound, but say coffee can come from us, from you, like shoes or whatever. Like people can design and use this platform to distribute things, because it's the pieces that work together as one experience, rather than you sell it in separate platforms. You know, like people buy this whole thing. They don't buy shoes separately or socks. They buy this whole thing. So yeah, to me, those modules, these ones, they can be like, this is done by a lot team, done by some other team, this is some other team, this is lot, and they can vary in countries. Like maybe in America it's lot, but in Russia someone else. You know, that's answering the question of franchising. Socks, maybe in like America it's made by lot, but in Russia made by someone else, with respect to their design and everything. But it's become like this mini collaboration. It's a hard but simple concept in the same time. That's why we're working on this for so long. If you would describe lot in one sentence, what it would be? New mindset, escape, not escape, it's a new mindset for getting to the best human experience. Tools, rules, ideas, people to get to the new human experience. That is, you might call it religious, you might call it organization, it doesn't matter. It's like as much people as possible should invest into searching for other ways to live. So they live in less pain, their kids live in less pain, and that's answer, not money. So money can solve this, obviously, because we just put a wall of bullshit and luxuries around you. But there has to be a kind of simpler way to live. So to me, a lot is researching a better human experience. Yeah, absolutely. So that's what I'm saying. It's not about transparency is for you, it's not for them. You have to, like, we use YouTube not because we want to report. We want to use YouTube because it helps to form team. It helps to thoughts. It helps to talk to community and get back information and feel the energy and vibe, if it's good or bad. Like, it's a very utilitarian thing, and it's not here to do what like audience expect, in a good way. It's here to make it work as a tool. So money doesn't work with transparency, and because it's just different kind of environment, and we respect their rules. But money can be transparent. We just have to change the whole thing completely, and we cannot do this at this point. But it's very doable to make money transparent, but it's something else. Because you need to change mindset first, and then you change then everything will change. How you think about you, about your age, about your family, about your gender, about love, pain, being useful. Those questions are not answered. Everything is answered, but everything we talked about is under that. Of course, he told me, everything 3D is mastered. Body, utilities, terrain, we can move on this terrain, air, chemicals, physics, we understand everything, except like the fundamental questions. And those fundamental questions not allow us to move forward, really. And so, again, lot to me is just looking for those answers through products. And then I talk to investors or anyone who don't understand. I would just say, just receive the package and understand. And all people will immediately get it. Because we don't have packages right now, it's harder to explain, I understand. Because this earth belongs to... Why do you think nobody should buy property? Because this earth should belong to no one. It's not... can't be claimed... You can't buy a piece of land. This land belongs to God, You can rent it. There should be systems to organize the life. And there are people who elected the governments who curated that land and make it so it's fair, common sense fair, not just fair on paper, but common sense fair, and not just fair that like some social various want, but common sense fair, and respect to all nations, races, and it has to be like a big commune, and in commune no one owns land. The moment you introduce ownership of land, it's all collapsing. This whole thought, like you're immediately not free, immediately. The moment rent is for money, you're not free. And because you can't live on earth, you're not allowed to, but you didn't ask to be here. And so you kind of, with introduction of buying land, to me, you immediately burn into the prison right away. Like, now you have to do this stuff. And if you don't, you're going to die. And nobody will understand what just happened. You will be homeless, crazy person. So, but Earth is your home. And we, as this generation, felt that absent of home. I'm sure all of us, we don't have home. And because of internet, because the government's crushed one by one, the values crushed, internet shows us a lot of things, and we don't, like, the reason why, in quotes, millennials don't have houses, because they don't work the way that previous generation worked. You go 9 to 5, do your shit, don't ask questions, get paid, get a stable check. Those companies sell some, they guarantee that they're going to sell, because they just lie. They can say whatever the fuck they want. So those people that work for this check, they know that this company will be there for like 50 more years, and that company knows that they're going to be for 50 more years, because they just bullshit everyone every day. The moment this bullshit goes away, and it's going away, everything becomes much harder. And so we just don't work in that system anymore, and that's why we don't buy houses, because its project is the result of that system. I would love to never worry about rent, don't get me wrong, and have a house. That's not about that, like, obviously, because that's how it works, and my family and everything. But in theory, that's wrong. How to combine in terms of logistics socks from local manufacturing with the rest of the package? I'm thinking that everything should be also completely, it's like, should work like we compare it to hip hop crew or music band or whatever. In record label there could be like tens of different artists, but they release similar quality music. So it's about quality, really. It's not about style. And if there are principles of design, like Bauhaus, so you're responsible to get this quality. Otherwise, people will just unsubscribe, because we all set this line of amount of story and taste, and because it's all logical processes, they're not artful, they're just logics, and some guidelines, of course, like maybe some precise guidelines for graphic design, etc. So I see this as a complete package that you have, and you inject your part there, and there's the balance in product itself, in thought, because it's not come from like I can make. That's not what makers are. Makers are, I'm really passionate about this, and I can make a better version of this. And so to me, those modules are a representation of that. Like, I really care about coffee, I'm going to give you the best shit. You don't even know. And we're like, okay, just keep the packaging on like minimal side, and here, like, I don't know, the font that we use, and it's just Arial, and you have to ship it every month, and here's the system that you have access, and it's very doable. Guys, I will go. I appreciate this conversation a lot. My mind is busy with this lot dilemma. We have one voice to keep it as it is, one voice to not really voting, but I'm just saying that we heard you. We will be releasing it, hopefully the best way possible, logically, and then update it for whatever we think is best. So I'm thinking we need to update the name for the module, and communicate it better what it is. Anyway, if you have any ideas about that, that's very welcome. We're working this right now, and if you have any ideas, join our streams. Every day is a new stream, and every stream is shaping its own format, I guess, and that's very interesting. So even to me, we change this to update. I'm using this as update, not anything else. So that's a good feeling to have routine that is for the good cause. Get in touch. Hopefully all questions are answered for today. Yeah, and get the equipment. I get it.